The number one cost in media buying is the cost of attention. That's the most expensive thing you can pay for. So the better you can get attention, the cheaper all of your other advertisements become. That is creating hundreds and hundreds of variations of very similar looking but slightly different advertising. Is that also what you're seeing?
Absolutely, because if people are able to crank up the volume of what they're doing using very low cost methods, it just allows you to do a lot more testing. You can invest in working with creators and going down the route of working with like those really expensive influencers, because that whole world doesn't really even make sense. The way that they even built out their pricing structure, if you ever tried to work with anybody who has more than 100,000 followers or even 50,000 followers, they just pull numbers out of their honestly, when it comes to what they want to charge. There's really no correlation looking from one person to the next or to the next. So the opportunity that exists with AI is very strong from the perspective that you're able to crank out a significant volume. You're able to test out not only different avatars, but different sorts of settings, different sorts of problems, cranking out hooks like crazy just to be able to kind of test what actually works. And then when you're able to find things that hit, then you can invest more in the more expensive or slow way, the traditional way of generating creative, to be able to expand upon that. But the opportunity that exists to be able to just honestly carve it along the algorithm with every single thing that you can find, because you can generate so much with AI, is very strong. In the dropshipping world in particular, it gets a bit of a bad rap sometimes from like more sophisticated e-commerce brands, but some of the kids that I see that do dropshipping that are basically running stores in less than 6 months, they'll scale up to 2 million a month. And it's just because of the quality of the creative. Before I get on a call, I'll always check out their Facebook ads library, and some of the shit I see is just so impressive because they're just so cutting edge in terms of using every single tool that's available, whether it be 11 Labs or Arc Ads or Icon or whatever. They just crank out an insane amount of volume using every single idea they can think of until they find stuff that hits. And I've seen people scale to millions a month in less than a year easily.